Guess what time it is for me? Go ahead, guess. Not sure how accurate you were. 1:30 a.m. Now guess why I woke up at 1:30 a.m. No, it was not because I have insomnia. No, there was not a car crash outside. It was because despite the fact that I took melatonin and slept at 10 p.m. and put in earplugs to block sound, my sister was loud enough to manage to wake me up and make noise for a consistent hour till I stayed up, and from then I have not been able to sleep, and the music she uses to fall asleep is very annoying. I have work tomorrow. I can't sleep. I'm hot and itching right now, which is why I'm down here, because laying in bed doesn't help that, and I won't be able to sleep. I've gotten 2 hours of sleep so far. Laid in bed for an hour awake. I can no longer sleep. My typical mindset is to accept things as they are and be thankful for what you have. Unfortunately, the mind is wired to care about the present, not the future, and it cares about what it knows, not the abstract. So I didn't realize till now, this mindset, the reason it's difficult is because it's contradicting your entire mind. Accepting things as they are, being faithful for what you have, and doing what you can to make change is difficult because your brain only accepts really what's going on at the moment. So in times when the unfairness is very, very great and you are very annoyed, trying to tell your brain it's alright is like trying to tell a toddler that when you take his toy away, he'll get it back. Doesn't comprehend what the future is. All he knows is his toy has been taken away. The brain is quite steady in that sense. So I'm not sure what to do mindset-wise. I can always choose a mindset and just change, and my brain will adapt and I'll have something new. But in this instance, I don't know what to do. If my brain is in the short term, it only considers what's happening now to me and nothing else. How can you handle anger? And it's not even controllable. I've tried breathing methods. I've tried the methods of falling back asleep quickly. 4, 7, 8. Inhale for 4 seconds through your nose. Hold it for 7. Exhale for 8. I relaxed my fingers. I did all of the tricks, all of the things you're told to do to calm down. Counting to 10 in your head, all of that stuff. So then, what does someone tell them? You can say to, don't think about it. That doesn't work, of course. Then you could say to abuse all of the systems your brain has for calming down. Activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That doesn't work. Then what are you told to do? Just what? What is that to do? You can't do anything. And that is the unfortunate aspect of life. Some things you cannot change. Now, the one way I can help it, but not fix it, is justification. The anger is significantly lessened when basically it's about unfairness. Now, the unfairness is that, two things. The fact that I was granted the opportunity and the willpower to have a proper sleep schedule, which is quite rare, honestly. A lot of people can't sleep healthily, or if they can, they don't take the opportunity to and instead stay up late. And then it's ruined by someone who wants to come in at 12:30 p.m. and make noise. So that's one thing. That's the one that lingers, that I can't control. The other one is that if my performance is hindered because I got 4 hours of sleep when I could have had 8, people will just think I'm being slow. I can listen to this one by just telling people, oh yeah, my sister woke me up at 12 a.m. and I got almost no sleep. So that one is healable. But there's still the one that I was granted this opportunity by God to be able to have a healthy sleep schedule for the short time in my youth before I have things to do and I have to stay up at late times doing taxes and stuff like that. And I can sleep early. And I was given the willpower, not playing games all night and not scrolling on my phone. I have the sense to go to sleep early. And I even used methods to fall asleep fast, like melatonin and earplugs to block sound. All of this leading to a lovely oh wait, my sister decides to come home and wake me up. Okay. And that is why that one is unfair, because that is all my amygdala and prefrontal cortex can think about. It is unfair. What you could have, what you don't. The brain predicts things. I hate prediction errors. You predict health. You're anticipating the opportunity that you had and that you took to sleep well, and then it's ruined. Now, the part that doesn't help is this part of me is wired, and I've done a lot of research on this, on why I hate unfairness and injustices so much, and it's essentially just autism. There is no valid reason, unless psychological, which I don't believe it is, like if someone gave me a massive injustice or something, for someone to hate injustice and unfairness and misrecognition so much. It's really just the way my brain is wired. It's wired in a strange way. So I find injustices, unfairnesses, and improper recognition so extremely enraging, even if it's a fictional character in a harmless setting when no one was stressed out and in the end everyone enjoyed it. I still find stuff like pranks terrible because someone was hidden information and lied to. Unfair. So in an instance like the one I described to you, where I have the opportunity to have health and it's taken away, I unfortunately, because of my silly little brain, cannot just forget about it. Oh well, can't just fall back asleep. I don't have that superpower. I wish I did. Being able to fall asleep instantly is a brilliant thing. So I must just do nothing. I have done what I can. I have done my research on the brain. I have done my research on the parasympathetic nervous system. I tried to initiate my calming mode. I've tried to think about something different. I have tried every method in the book. And it is simply inevitable. She won't change. I've told her multiple times to not be loud. Told her multiple times to not make noise after 10. But it is inevitable. So unfortunately, I don't know what I can do. She will continue to do that. I will use my methods. I will use my melatonin. I will put in my earplugs. And I will be woken up. And what I fear is not the short term. It's the long term. Will waking up in the middle of the night consistently and getting little sleep, maybe 100 times in my youth life screw with my sleep schedule and my health? It might. I looked into that. Frequently having little sleep and taking melatonin can screw with your sleep schedule. It can mess your circadian rhythm up, and it can impact your brain health. That's why I'm concerned. It's not just that I'll be waking up tired. The opportunity to have good health, which I really desire, because I want to be as perfect as possible and to eliminate all of my flaws. And I may, in my future years, because of her and only her, doing something ignorant, I may have bad sleep, and I will lay in bed at 45, unable to sleep, tired, laid in bed for an hour and a half, knowing if it weren't for her, perhaps I would have better sleep. And that is what angers me. And because my silly little autism decides to rewire my brain to make unfairnesses feel so terrible, no matter how insignificant they are. Well, this one being slightly more significant, of course, but, it just takes us and goes, this is unfair. I'm going to warm you up and give you itches and pins and needles and rage and a headache, and I'm not going to let you fall back asleep because it gives you epinephrine, aka adrenaline, and norepinephrine. Norepinephrine being the one in your mind, and epinephrine being the one for your body. It thinks, this is unfair, and due to biology, your body doesn't like unfair things. If someone has food and you don't, you should have that balanced out. If someone has a partner and you don't, your bloodline could die. Unfairness is a bad thing, and my brain is wired to amplify this for some reason. So it thinks, alright, someone is harming your health. You're trying to be healthy for survival, and she is taking that away. So I'm going to give you adrenaline. Enact revenge. That is how the body works. It will make you feel anger for the sake of revenge, essentially. There is an injustice, and you must take this back. So I lay in bed, desiring sleep, unable to sleep, and I am hot and itching and heart beating and having a headache, and I can't sleep. So I come downstairs and record a video for YouTube, because what else can I do? I can't do anything. I can't calm myself. I can't think about something different. I can't do anything. It is biological and psychological. It's unfair and it is inevitable. So I don't know what to do. I always try to make good of every situation. Try to logically reason, go, alright, there is at least one reason the situation was good, despite all of its negatives. And that calms my body down. But being woken up for no reason because someone decided to come home late, which they didn't have to do, and make noise, which they didn't have to make, despite efforts to try and stay asleep. There is nothing good that comes of this. No benefit whatsoever. So I can't logically reason, and I can't be thankful, because my brain is wired to make me anger. I can't calm myself down. I can't abuse my biology to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. There is nothing I can do. So I suppose there's no reason to ask, what can I do? I can't do anything. I'm not able to sleep, that is for sure. So I suppose I can do everything but sleep. But it is 1:30 a.m. Oh, now 1:45. So I can't make noise. I can't go places. I can't do anything. I have to stay quiet, despite the fact that she can make as much noise as she wants, apparently. But I have to stay quiet because I'm a courteous person. And I can't go up on screens and stay up the entire night because I need at least some amount of sleep. And I can't take a shower. So the best I can do is what? Listen to music. That's what I'm doing now, actually. I have my AirPods in, listening to soft rock. I'm just going to lay in bed and just listen to music. But the heat and the itching was getting to me, and I couldn't do that. So, perhaps the doorway effect will take, effect, and changing environments will reset me mentally, which I tried to do forcefully using mental tricks, but that doesn't work. I love having a brain that just takes anything even minusculely unfair or unright and makes me feel the desire to break someone's neck for it. It's not very fun, and I can't imagine what it will do when I'm in a situation where the unfairness is severe and the perpetrator, is right in front of me. What will my brain do then, huh? So is there a lesson that can be taken from this? I suppose so. Some things are inevitable. You can change what you can, but if you can't change it, then, well, unfortunate. You can try to be thankful. And I guess, no, I'm sorry, I can't. There's really nothing I could say. I'm trying so hard to say, be thankful in the future. You may have bad sleep habits, but otherwise, no. It's just not fair. My brain doesn't do that. My brain can't forget unfairnesses. Any sort of misinformation or injustice, misrepresentation, any of that. It just takes that and blows it up. And that is all I can think about. I cannot just suppress that in my mind. And the mind is who you are. It is your consciousness. My soul is my self and sense of existence. My mind is my thought. So I can't do that. That's not the way my brain works. I have tried, and I have tried, and I have tried all of the tricks. I have studied neuropsychology. I know how the brain works. I know the things you could do. I know that you can initiate the vagus nerve by breathing in rhythmic patterns. But I can't do it. My brain is stuck. I can't just tell my brain, hey, stop doing what you're doing. So what do? I can't do anything. I'm unfortunately doomed in this sense. I'm unable to do anything. It is unfair. My brain cannot forget it. What do I tell my brain? Just tell my brain, okay, oh well. Wish I could do that. All my brain can think about is how unfair this is, no matter what I do. The ability to tune things out and forget things and ignore things must be very nice. I cannot do that. I cannot just ignore sounds. I cannot forget what someone said. I cannot ignore something that is annoying me. That is not how my brain works. I will always focus on everything. So, due to my neurology, I'm unable to do anything here. And making this video does actually help. It relieves the injustice because I'm feeling justified in that people know of my suffering And as long as people know, it's good. But that's another thing my brain does. It loves to be understood. I feel I always need recognition. Everyone needs recognition. If someone is not recognized, like the end of Ford versus Ferrari, it horribly pisses me off. So I always need to be understood. So for doing this, sort of justifies it, despite the fact that the video will get single-digit views, probably under like 5. I will still feel justified that I have made this point and people have known that yes, there is someone doing this to me. I want everyone to know that despite the fact that I'm trying my very, 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 very best to be as good as I can, I'm going to be tired this day and potentially have a worse sleep in the future because of my sister. Because unlike almost everyone on Earth, I have the desire to be as best of a human as I possibly can be. I want to improve every aspect of myself as much as possible. Celebrate all my flaws and just be a good person. So, I feel very, very, due to my brain, unfair when, in my goal to do that, I may be having my health permanently affected by something unnecessary and arrogant. And I may have many days throughout my life in the future, because of this, where my performance is hindered. And despite my trying to be as best as possible, it was not my fault. So, well, I don't know what to do. Can't do anything. Just try to justify it. Tell every human on Earth my sister's a bad person. The whole reason I can't sleep is because of her. So what do I have to do? Tell everyone I meet? I don't know. What can I do? What use will it be telling anyone? At least they will understand me. I guess what I want to try to do, because I do try to change problems. Most people don't fix problems. I do. I always want to fix things. Is I will just consistently mention it to her. Hey, can you not make noise at night? And you'd think, despite the fact that she's horribly ignorant, just maybe, I always try, just for fun, maybe after the 10th time I ask her, as if it's the first time, to not make noise, she'll notice. Because, no, it's no use. She's very arrogant. She'll never let you win an argument. She'll always storm off angry, and she'll always play the victim. There's no use. There's nothing I can do. My sister is simply impossible. I could just start sleeping downstairs, maybe. Cover up the lights that are making all that light and sleep down here, maybe. The couch is quite comfortable. Of course, the problem with that is she comes home late at night and she slams the door. So what use is that, huh? And my parents stay up late too. Except they don't make noise when they go to bed. But they stay up late downstairs, so I can't stay down here. There is nothing I can do. That's yet another thing I hate. The inability to change. I hate when something is wrong and I can't change it because I want to fix everything. I have the strong desire to make everything perfect. And typically I can accept when things aren't perfect because I know they won't be. But in stuff like this, my brain can't ignore it. So what will she be in the future? Someone I look back on with hatred. Someone who I have to consider my sister by law because she was adopted into the family and she is my legal sibling. Someone who negatively affected me in almost every way and benefited me nil. I don't know. I wish I could grow from her. Typically everyone who harms me, I can grow from it. I made a video recently called Pain is Growth. Everything you get hurt from, you can learn from and develop in some way. You just have to have the desire to do it. But this, I cannot grow from it. There is nothing to grow from. I've done what I can, and I've tried multiple times, and I've tried to talk to her, and I've tried my own methods, and I've done all the tricks, mentally and physically, and I can't do anything. I can't grow, I can't learn. I've learned everything there is to learn. And I'm stuck. At best, I could give you, I've researched a little bit more about sleep than I had before because of her. That does not make up for what she could be doing to my future. So, it's just unfair. She has a very, very impressive ability to be more annoying than you could even feasibly imagine. So now I return to my room. 2 a.m. in the morning. Having gotten 2 hours of sleep so far. With work in the morning. Tomorrow. At 10 a.m. And I leave at 9:40. And I get ready at 9:25. And I wake up around 9. Preferably earlier than that. But that's, 9's my latest time possible. So, if I wake up around 8:30, that means I have 6.5 hours of sleep. So I have to fall asleep instantly in order to get sufficient sleep. Which I can't do. Might not sleep for another hour. Don't have the ability to fall asleep fast, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, there's not much I can do. Kind of doomed. Oh well. What can you learn from this video? Perhaps just that there are people you might not understand. Taking them for granted at face value isn't a good thing. Always consider that there may be something in their lives that is affecting them in some way. And give them the benefit of the doubt, even if you are 95% sure they are doing something wrong themselves. Why assume that? Just think in your mind, give them the chance at the very least. If you do not know them, don't assume they are a bad driver. Perhaps they glanced away for a moment, something you would do. You have your occasional moments, right? What if every time you did a slight slip up, despite trying to be a good person, someone saw that and judged you and considered you a bad person, and judged your entire personality based on that? So don't do that. Perhaps that could be a quick, ill-fated moment. Perhaps it could be something much deeper in their life. Don't judge people from face value. Always take other things into consideration. And just let things be. Something happened. Oh, God, why did you drift out of your lane? You almost hit me. Okay, well, maybe the child was about to bite on a knife or something and they had to stop them. I don't know. Can't think of a scenario right now. I'm tired. So just accept what happens is what happens, and what has happened has happened. And don't be jumping to conclusions to try and judge people. Just accept things when they happen. And deal with them the best you can. Do everything you can to try and solve the problem. I'd recommend looking up the Serenity Prayer. It is a very good thing. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed. God bless. Good night.